All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here. So good morning. This is a great event. GTI is a friend of the company, and we are so honored to be a part of this occasion. We value the collaboration with GTI, with the mobile ecosystem, and here to talk about something different than what we've talked through now. We're going to talk about our vision for 6G. We think we are standing at the precipice of a very significant change, and we would love to share how we think 6G is going to play out. Every decade, there's a significant architectural shift that happens, and 6G is going to be the next one, and I'd love to talk about that. You know, every G has defined what's possible. We started with 2G. It was about voice. 3G, we learned to do data over wireless networks. With 4G, we put a computer in your pockets. With 5G, we had significant improvements in data rates. But now we're at 6G. And Qualcomm has been at forefront of every one of these Gs. We've been driving breakthroughs through research, through silicon development, working with the ecosystem, working with the operators, and getting networks deployed. But 6G is going to be very different. It will be the first AI native network. We're going to bring connectivity and AI together for the first time. Very excited about what it brings to us. In the future, we expect AI to be one of the largest drivers of traffic on wireless networks. It'll be inherent in how networks operate, how data is created, data is moved, and how it adds value. We expect global WAN traffic to increase by 3 to 7x over the next 10 years. And we expect AI to drive approximately 30% of the total traffic on WAN networks. That's incredible. It's going to go from 0 today to about 30% of the total traffic will be driven by AI. And so to understand 6G, first we have to talk about how AI is changing all industries. Smartphones, we're used to this interface of applications. We go and open an application, do work within the application. Going forward, we see that changing. The phone, the interaction is not going to be app-centric. It's going to be agent-centric. And agents don't just respond. They will observe, they will decide, and they will act for you. And this requires massive real-time context at significant scale. And so we think the agents are going to drive explosive traffic growth in wireless networks, and we expect 20% of the traffic in wireless networks to be driven by AI agents. That's very significant. In the next 10 years, it becomes 20% of the total traffic on wireless networks. The importance of cloud AI is well documented. Everyone understands that. But the edge is where data is generated and captured. Data that is local, timely, contextual, that is exactly what AI needs. The data that you're going to generate at the edge will be used to fine-tune AI models in the cloud. And Qualcomm's vision is edge to cloud AI. Just like you have edge to cloud computing today in your PCs and your phones, you're going to have edge to cloud AI going forward. So these trends set the requirement for 6G. It'll be the first G that is built with AI in mind. And I'm going to talk about 3 foundational blocks of what drives 6G: connectivity, computing, and sensing. A whole new way of thinking about wireless networks. The first one is familiar. You all know how connectivity works in wireless networks. But what we're going to now need is a model that works for an AI native world. In 6G, there is going to be continuous context exchange between people, between devices, and between agents. And for that, it requires a rethinking of the wireless network. Our goal is a 50 to 75% performance gain in the FDD frequency bands that have been deployed. In addition, we're going to see performance gains that come through smarter air interfaces, signal processing, and AI-driven optimizations, so you get more out of your existing spectrum. In past Gs, every time you expanded coverage, you would lose capacity. But now with AI, with 6G, what we'll be able to do is network will be able to understand the radio conditions in real time and be able to change the network real time based on the conditions that prevail. What that does, as an example, is you can have a 7 gigahertz cell site that has the same coverage as a 3.5 gigahertz cell site. This is very different than what we had before. Also, the next wave of connectivity with 6G is going to be about uplink traffic. So think about smart glasses. It can see everything that you see. It's going to send this traffic back over to the cloud. And so you need to be able to understand all this context. There's going to be a lot of data that's going to go from device to the cloud. And we see the opportunity to improve the uplink by 25 to 30% within wireless networks with this. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the next part of wireless 6G, computing. Why are we talking about computing in a wireless network? Wireless is about connectivity, right? But with 6G, computing will be at the center of the wireless network as well. This is a fundamental shift in how intelligence is designed into and operates across the network. The intelligence is going to be distributed. There's going to be intelligence at the device. There's going to be intelligence in the network edge, in the RAN, and in the cloud. Let's talk about devices. Devices are participants in inferencing, sensing, and decision-making. The cameras, the sensors, the radio, the AI accelerators, they infer, they act locally, and they observe. The first response to any action, any AI that happens, will be on the device. While data stays on the device, it remains personal and it remains secure. Let's talk about RAN next. What's going to happen in RAN is it's no longer just limited to signal processing and scheduling. It's going to operate as a part of the AI control loop. Functions like beamforming, scheduling, positioning, sensing, reliability, it will operate with AI as a part of the AI-driven control loop, and it's something that can sense, infer, decide, and act. So RAN going forward will be AI-based RAN in the wireless networks. And then finally, the cloud. Of course, we understand how cloud is going to play into this. All this data that's created at the edge, created at the RAN, will go back to the cloud. The cloud will become smarter, the models will get better, and there's going to be a lot of data that comes through that the cloud will make decisions based on. So you're going to see these three phases of computing that come into play when you get to 6G. The last one is sensing. And sensing is completely different than what we've seen in previous wireless networks. When we deploy these wireless networks, we have all these RF antennas. And think about this infrastructure being able to sense what is around them. They'll be able to draw out a picture, create a 3D model of things that are around them. This 6G waveforms have radar capabilities for object detection, precise positioning, high-density 3D mapping. And the way this data is going to be used is you can use it for things like drone detection. You can see high-density aerial tracking, vehicle detection, event monitoring, perimeter security. All these things have previously been done with cameras. Now you're going to be able to do the same things with RF sensing. This has never been done before in a wireless network. This is our opportunity to bridge the physical and the digital, to deliver new intelligence services. But this stuff doesn't happen overnight. We're going to need a roadmap. We're going to need step-by-step execution. The journey has already started. We're working with partners now. We anticipate to have pre-commercial devices in 2028 and commercial devices starting in 2029. We're already in 2026. This is not far away. Only a couple more years for all of us to organize, work together, and deliver the promise that I just outlined. What we just did yesterday, we announced a partnership with over 50 companies globally, including companies from the US, from China, from Asia Pacific, from Europe, everyone coming together with this aligned vision around 6G. And we're all going to be working together to get this deployed. I want to thank every one of them. I want to thank all of our partners, the industry, to help us achieve this goal. We're also very proud to work with China Mobile on the 6G development plan. China Mobile has the vision that AI starts at the edge. We have the same vision. AI starts at the edge. We have also launched an AI phone with China Mobile with their Lingxi cloud-to-edge models, and we're continuing to work with them on testing for 6G, RF testing, interop testing, other kinds of testing to get the networks deployed. So we're looking forward to this partnership. Finally, I want to thank GTI. Thank you for having me here. Thank you for letting us talk about this. We appreciate the partnership. We're excited about what's coming with 6G. And so let's go make it happen. Thank you very much again. Appreciate it.